If someone told me there was an anime game that looked as good as Guilty Gear while also retaining the gameplay, I would call them out as a liar. That is, until I played Ys Laugh 2. Ys Laugh 2, which I will now shorten to Ys, is an anime fighting game that is being made by a person called Free Yoshimiduka. Excuse me if I pronounced that wrong in any way. Immediately seeing that this was a Patreon game, I became worried as I had never before spent money on Patreon, and I even heard horror stories from those who support the game on Patreon, such as like the Mighty Number 9 and stuff like that. So I tried the free trial, and on the same night I pledged them immediately, because the game just felt that good that even just messing around with combos in a post-beta, or not, like an alpha build trial was so much fun for me to do. However, we know that all fighting games, combos don't always matter, but the mechanics that you use in the actual match. So let's get into those for a little bit. Apologies right now if some of these mechanics are wrong, because the game is made by a Japanese person, I believe, and I do not speak Japanese, and can only really just move certain bars to different places to test certain things out, so forgive me. The mechanics in this game is a 4-button fighter that has an A, B, C, D layout. A, which are light normals and are pretty fast, being close range but doing very low damage. Medium normals for B, which are good range, not too fast and not too slow, and do decent damage. Heavy normals on C, which are just a little bit slower than B normal, which usually do more big damage, are slow to start but also begin combos with, and D moves, which are usually explosive damage, but they are very slow to start up with, and they're very character dependent. There is also a system in which you can slow down time and force a move to be a counter hit, which is a cool way to extend combos or just give more damage in certain situations. Like in every fighting game, there are also special moves, but they don't just stop at the dynamic of having a dragon punch or Hadouken. They change properties depending on how you use them and how long you may press a button. A good example of this is Main, which is the main character of the game. His name is actually Main. Very funny. But he has a quarter circle forward move that can either be a lingering fireball or it can double as a gun flame, which can help you force a mix-up. This is just one example of some characters having different moves that act in different properties to not just be a special move, but also to be integral to either your game plan or different playstyles. There's also a auto combo feature that ends in super, kind of like in Dragon Ball FighterZ, which helps new players get more accustomed to combos and lets them get a good amount of damage if it may even be their first damage they may just have to put online or something. Free character also has an anti-air attack with upper body invincibility similar to Guilty Gear, which just helps you, mitigate pressure a little bit more. There's also a block bar in the game that makes it so that if you block too much, the next hit can't be blocked and will be counter hit. In addition to if you backdash, you lose an entire square of the bar, along with also back air dashing. Good tool that is also used in Guilty Gear, so that you can't just spend the entire match just turtling and jumping back. You have to actually be involved in the match, and if you are gonna turtle and play more defensively, you need to learn how to mix an offense so that your defense isn't just so one-sided. Let's get into design. This game looks beautiful to me, and it looks like a mix between Guilty Gear and Blaze Blue character designs with a style of animation kind of similar to Blade Strangers. Not in the fluidity of it, but in like the movements almost. It's kind of strange to explain. But Blade Strangers, I say, but more Blade Strangers with fast gameplay, because that game's a little bit slow sometimes. The special moves all look really good and are very well thought out for all the characters that are finished, and every character has 32 character colors. Some of them aren't complete yet because this game is still in very early beta, but they will change character effects, so sometimes your character can have like fire flames around them and now they'll be blue flames on their character, not on their actual special move. And just little things like this make you want to actually choose these characters, because some of these designs are actually cool. You know, we know some fighting games that have like 25 different costumes, and only 8 of them are usable because the other whatever amount is just trash, and they're ugly to look at, and only the weirdos use them. But in this game, I say at least every character has at least 4 good variations to me, which, you know, that's also like an aesthetic thing of how you look at it, out of like a 28 cast, which is really good because even the worst variation, you know, that doesn't really appeal to how I like things to look, it still looks very acceptable and very well done. Stages are also really well designed and feel like they actually have life in them, and the characters that are in the stage, like in the background, actually look like they're in the background, not just like drawn there. In some stages, there's even like a dragon that passes by just to make the stages feel more alive, and little stuff like that just makes the game, you know, feel more homely. Things like that will make the game feel more expansive to a new player. Good thing. I heard 3 themes in the song so far, which is the menu theme, the character select theme, and the song that plays when you're actually in a fight. The song that plays when you're in a fight is a really good song, has a very good mix of instrumentals. It sounds like you're getting ready for a fight, and it has no, you know, vocals in it, which kind of helps you, you know, get ready to fight, I guess. And the main menu theme is very nice. It uses a bit of, it sounds like you're getting ready, if that makes any sense. It uses like a trill of instruments to sound like you're getting ready for something, which you are, because you're getting ready to go online and beat somebody up or go in train mode and get those collab combos done. And the character select screen is just character select music. No real thoughts on that, but all the music, I didn't hate any of it, and I didn't ever feel the need to turn the music off in the game, which, speaking for that game, or any game in general, is just like a mirror of its own. I'm not really sure if this game has netplay. I know there's like a feature on the actual menu that says netplay, but I didn't try it out because I couldn't read the language. I didn't want to like accidentally do something wrong. So netplay for me, I have not decided on yet. But with all the talk that rollback is getting, I'm not sure if the developer has ideas with rollback in mind. But in 2020 right now, look, Melee just got rollback connection in its game, and if Melee can get rollback connection, I'm pretty sure. Truly be honest, mostly anything is possible. It's just up to how much they want to put like money and time into the game. But you know, don't use that as a net rollback is coming. Just saying that, you know, it is a possibility, especially in this climate that we're in right now. I did play sets with my friends, and those were really offline. They were fun to play. I didn't really have any grievances with like the system. Offense, like in any anime game, can feel oppressive, but once you find like the strings, you can get people off you pretty easily, and you do have defensive tools that don't just kill you. And the meter is balanced in a way so that if you want to like kill somebody in a touch of death, you'll use damn near all your meters. So it's like, you know, really think wisely of what you do. The only grievance I have with this game is that it's not done. Overall, this game is still in development, and I can't wait to get my hands on the final project, to the point that I pledged to the creator's Patreon. In the nearby future, this game can be completed, but you, the viewer, can help speed along this process. If you have money and you're willing to, you know, spend some of it, you can pledge this creator through Patreon and get the most latest build of the game so far, and I'd recommend doing that. I haven't spoken to a creator or anything, so this is actually from me telling you that this is a really good game in my opinion, that the least that you can do is at least check out the free trial, and if you like that, I would really suggest that you at least give a little bit of money to Patreon so that this game can come out, you know, sometime sooner. This game just goes to show that like there are possibilities. You know, fighting games don't need to just be by the same 3 companies. They can be by other people too, and of course we know this, but it's just like, you always think about the big names, just the Street Fighter. Even now, people are giving Skullgirls a chance. The only problem is that it took people to literally be locked inside their houses and have nothing else to play to do that, and that's kind of ridiculous. But I think this game has a lot of potential in changing a landscape for a lot of things, just because it feels like Guilty Gear, and especially because Guilty Gear Strive is now going in different directions, and we don't even know if like Gatlings will be in the game. Something like this is just a very warm sight to see, because it shows that even if Guilty Gear or all these other anime games as a franchise may not be what we want, there's always something to an alternative that we can go towards. That being said, I hope you guys have a safe day. Catch y'all later.